Good evening, friends, and welcome back to Let's Play Mass Effect Andromeda. This is episode number 19. So I haven't had as much chance to play this past weekend as I had hoped, once again, and that is not the right door. This time because of microphone issues. I was trying to figure out a way to make this microphone sound a little bit better, because playing it back I wasn't really happy with the way it sounds. Like it sounds okay, but it sounds like I'm using a microphone as opposed to my old one, which sounded, like I was right there. So hopefully you guys don't see too much difference or don't mind the difference. Let me know if you actually prefer this one, because actually what I ended up doing, you want to go here, is
Human Pathfinder has died. Alec Ryder was killed after touching down on Habitat 7 in the Erickson system. Ryder's son has reportedly replaced him as Pathfinder, taking command of the Tempest in the ongoing search for a home in Andromeda. This is HNS.
news is a little behind. So what I ended up doing after messing with it for a couple hours and trying different potential solutions, that none of which I was really happy with, I ended up just going on eBay and ordering an exact copy of the microphone that broke a couple days ago. So we'll do a couple episodes with this one and be back to the normal one, hopefully in no time.
What we wanted, but what choice do we have? How the hell should I know? Spender, you have a job. If you want to keep it, do it.
Seems
Damn it.
Seems like a tough boss.
You've shaken things up, Pathfinder. My department actually has colonial affairs to direct. And you have new tools to help grow the initiative. AVP, ready for spending.
Sam said there was new functionality to discuss.
It's how the initiative was designed to support the Pathfinder. You and your team are out there making Andromeda viable. That empowers all of us. Hit a threshold. A new cryo group can be brought out. Want more focus on research, like on prodromos? That's your call. Brecker will introduce the interface and handle minutiae. All you need to do is decide what life in Andromeda means. No pressure.
Yeah, none at all. They also have a new thing where you can hit Y and it tells you where to go. In this case, we're right over here to her assistant, Vladimir Brecker.
Hello, Pathfinder. I am Cryo Deployment Administrator Vladimir Brecker, C-63 Galati. Your first task is to decide irrevocably the course of every life in the initiative.
Whoa, that seems like... too much.
Yes, of course. But now you respect what we're doing. Andromeda viability and Nexus thresholds are your tools, your reward, and our future. How can I help?
What's the rundown on AVP?
Much of the preparation in the Milky Way was determining how to measure success. Thresholds are about capacity, but this is about cost, what we can actually afford to support. Points aren't the most elegant system, but it makes it clear. The more you earn, the more we can deploy.
How are you measuring thresholds?
It's based on resource estimates and general stability, a metric of acceptable scope and risk. The more you achieve, the greater capacity we can accommodate, the more the initiative can do for you. Simplest explanation, the more you do, the more room we have to grow.
So, I decide what groups to wake up. Won't everyone be out eventually?
Absolutely, but there's an order to things, lines of support. You can't deploy an omelet without first deploying eggs, and eggs won't get you steak. Except it's people, and how all our lives begin.
That was kind of a weird metaphor.
Alright, Brecker. Where do I start?
The interface is active and will respond only to a Pathfinder. It's ready for your first selection. You may begin shaping the initiative at your leisure.
Alright, so this is actually the last thing that I did the first time I tried to record this area. And it seems to be a lot like the system in Inquisition, where you could choose like your perks. In fact, they even call it perks there. So you have the science. Whoops, no, don't want to confirm that yet. We could, let's see, lab technicians gives you research points at regular intervals. Mining gives you minerals, and these are just improved versions of these, which require, or wait, no, they're not. Increases research data gain from all sources by 10%. Additional common mining nodes will be made available, but they do require these as prerequisites. Military pods. Munitions gives you a drop of consumable supplies. hunting parties, receive organic materials, receive tech materials, reveal hidden caches around established forward stations. That could be cool. Apex tactics, and Apex is the multiplayer, I'm pretty sure. And then if you have some of these as prerequisites, you can get 10% bonus to XP gain. That could be useful. But I need one of these for first. This unlocks an extra consumable slot, but we need to have munitions as a prerequisite. We do have the EOS viability prerequisite, and this one requires even more EOS viability and also requires this one. So I guess that's kind of like a tree you have to go up, and that unlocks yet another consumable slot. And then commerce. Earn credits from investments at regular intervals, larger amount of credits, this is better prices, special inventories from merchants, and this is increased inventory capacity. So far we really haven't had an issue with inventory capacity, so until we do, I probably won't pick those. I'm not sure how many points we end up getting. Well, it actually would make a lot of sense if we got 17 points over the course of the game, but because eventually everybody's going to be woken up. But it's just the order that really matters. That's kind of a cool mechanic, and it makes a lot of sense given the story and context of the game. So I do kind of like the system, but it is kind of very similar to Inquisition's, and it's almost like they chose the most boring perks of Inquisition. Like, I remember playing that game, there were a few perks I really wanted to have. Like they were, really enticing. All of these, it's like, they'd be okay, but I could live without them. So I feel like they could have done a better job as far as making these perks worthwhile. Munitions is that could be useful. I like reconnaissance though too. Maybe we'll go with reconnaissance first, and then munitions, and then always prepared. So these are all just additional. So each one of these three is just additional slots. Or wait, those. Wait a minute. No, just those two are additional slots, I guess. Yeah. Which again is useful, but not something I'm really worried about at the moment. Alright, so let's go with that, and we'll hope there's something useful in those caches. There probably isn't, but none of these really seem that useful in general. Alright, 1 of 17. Okay, so that's a cool little mini game, and we got some more skill points there by the looks of it. And some more XP for doing the mission. Was there anything else we wanted to talk to Director Addison about?
Hello again, Pathfinder.
How are we doing on the viability front?
Struggling. Need I remind you that viability isn't abstract, it's lives, our foothold. Get out there, Ryder. Pathfind, we're dying.
Alright, I was doing that, but then everybody was like, we should go to the Nexus, so now I'm here at the Nexus. And they want me to go away, so, I already know this.
I have info on a specific sleeper I'd like brought out of cryo.
Oh, that person.
I want to avoid that entirely. For reasons.
Reasons? That's it?
Look, you're the Pathfinder. If you've a request for your extended team, that's a request you can make. Access the sleeper records through Brekker's console. It's none of my business. Until you make it a problem for me. Understood?
So we can wake up that scientist we heard about, but we have to kind of recruit them. I don't think they would make them part of our actual crew or our squad, because that would be kind of a weird way to get a companion from some random little side quest that you might totally miss. That'd be really cool if that was the case, but I kind of doubt it. She had one more option though.
How has the Nexus reacted to the foothold I've established?
We send them where you signal, because that's where the need is. There's no time for preference.
Director Addison?
Pathfinder.
Superintendent Cash reminds everyone, all power...
Oh, so is she going to be like one of these perks now? Or is she what? I guess she's got to be part of one of these groups, right? 'Cause this is everybody, I would think. I don't see anything. Let's check that quest and see what that says. Oh, how do I get to the quest log? Press V to access the viability screen. Oh, cool, okay. So I guess these are the 5 planets we get to visit. And I think the Andromeda viability points earn enough and your Nexus level will increase. Okay, so I was just wondering how these two related. So it sounds like AVP are like experience points, and then Nexus levels are just levels. So that's what we just did. We earned our first level, and we used that to unlock a pot of people. And they represent your overall progress. Certain individual planets also have their own viability. Right. You can establish an outpost at 40%, and special cryopods may become available. See, I saw that with EOS, but I didn't see any for any of the others. I guess they want to avoid spoilers. Maybe some of those will pop up as we go along in the game. But alright, we'll keep an eye out for this mechanic. But that's not what I was doing. I was busy looking at the journal. Okay, so it was additional tasks, maybe? Waking up the future. I think that was a different quest. Scanning minerals. Somebody wants to interview me. This is just research, like the introduction to research, I guess. Data trail, locate remnant cores. We have a lot of additional tasks. Find the missing science vessel. Naming the dead. That seems like it could be difficult finding bodies out on EOS. That's the one we're doing right now with the scans. It's probably under, yeah, here we go. She might be willing to redeploy once your outpost is placed. Find emergency muster point. I don't know what that means. And that we can't do until we get the viability up, or until we can get the hazardous conditions down, which may or may not be related. And we have to confront that guy while we're here on the Nexus. Can't forget about that. In fact, let's make that our main quest for the time being. Alright, so yeah, the check marks are the ones we've already done. So we've already find emergency muster point. This is the one we talked to Addison, and oh, I guess we have to talk to what's his name? Vladimir.
Any logistics updates?
Pathfinder, AVP leveling continues as per your directions. And of course, the interface remains accessible for any future adjustments. Sweet protocol and the process. Now we're living.
Why'd you join the initiative?
I was a teacher. A good life. I could see the positives and negatives right through to the end.
You did the math and it said, come to Andromeda?
No. I just didn't like being able to see the end. Here, I don't have a clue what tomorrow will bring. Feels more like living.
Oh, this is just like a tutorial thing. Alright. Got the hang of that already. Is he gonna talk to me again?
Pathfinder?
No, good, okay.
What's your take on the state of the initiative?
Please consult the AVP interface. It has a thorough breakdown of your progress.
And your personal opinion?
Your progress thrills me. Make my job obsolete, Pathfinder. I dare you.
That's the goal. One of them at least.
I have a specific person I want brought out of cryo.
Name and designation if available.
That's it? You'll just do it?
Nowhere in my job description does it say, argue with the Pathfinder. That said, I record all interactions. If something you ask for causes trouble, there'll be no doubt that you're responsible.
Okay, so I guess these were two of the different quests we found. One of these is the... Yeah, Chief Engineer Grace was the one that we found the files from. The one who did her best before everything went south. And this is the family members. Let's get her out first.
I heard that the chief engineer on EOS went back into cryo.
There have been a few such requests. The first few months in Helios were disheartening.
Now that Prodromos is on track, I want her redeployed.
Chief Engineer Grace Lito, designation E97 Durango. Deployment will begin shortly. Is there anything else, Pathfinder?
Yeah, I guess for the good of the quest, I'll do the other one.
I have a specific person I want brought out of cryo.
Name and designation if available.
See, I feel like she had a good reason that, she was kind of unfairly put back into cryo, and she could be very useful down on Eos. This person, I'm sure they'll be useful. Everybody here is useful, but, we can't get everybody's family members out of cryo, because then everyone would be out of cryo, and we wouldn't have the resources to maintain them. But then again, that's me thinking I think my character would be a little more, he'd feel for them a little more, and want to do what he could to make people happy.
Let's keep this between us. Here's the info.
Deployment will begin shortly. Is there anything else, Pathfinder?
Based on what he said before, I don't think anything really stays between us, but okay. Hopefully none of this comes back to backfire on us. I guess we'll see.
Why do some colonists have a number letter designation?
All initiative members do. In the CV file somewhere, anyway. It isn't relevant when everyone is doing everything. I suppose it's like caring about a middle name. Do you not know yours?
I know my middle name, I don't know Ryder's middle name.
I wasn't aware I had one.
You were in select company, even before you were made Pathfinder. Ryder Pathfinder. Specialist designation A04 Malapa.
Something interesting?
An A and low odds. Someone's an early adopter.
Well, I guess Dad signed us up as soon as the initiative became a thing. I mean, he was one of the inaugural members, it sounds like.
Another time.
Pathfinder.
Alright, it's not surprising that we'd all have like a, some kind of ID code so that you could organize everybody in a computer system. I'd be surprised if we didn't, given the magnitude of this project. Alright, so we have to confront Neilkin. While we're up on the bridge though, let's talk to, I forget their names, but the Krogan and Director Tan, is that the head guy? Hey, it's Drek.
Wait, what? You've been keeping count? Rushan, that's not funny.
Can I talk to Drek? Yeah.
Ryder, can you believe this place?
One space station slightly dented?
You should have seen it a year ago. It was more than just dented. Anyway, thanks for bringing me on. Tan can't kick me off the station now, and it's been nice seeing my granddaughter again.
You really did miss her while you were gone, huh?
I really did. Cash can handle herself just fine, but it's still good to be nearby, just in case.
It was a weird animation he was doing. Some ancient Krogan dance, I'm sure.
Thanks for helping Raj and Zara find Atkins. He's not getting out of lockup for a while.
Don't remember who that is, but you're welcome.
Good job on the outpost. Maybe Addison will lighten up.
What do you mean?
She's been pretty upset about not having an initiative outpost established yet. Understandable, if you ask me. I'm just glad she's got work to focus on now.
Nothing more for now.
Later.
Alright, well, that was some new dialogue, but I think that's about it for now. Let's go talk to the good director, which I think is part of the main plot as well. Could be wrong, maybe going to the, who is Carrie? Maybe going to the second system is the next step in the main plot.
Ryder, isn't it? Kerry Tavessa, freelance vidmaker. This is Hakim, my producer. I could use your help.
What are you looking for?
Director Tanz asked for an uplifting documentary on the initiative. Translation, paint rainbows over our problems. But our problems are history. People deserve the truth, not propaganda.
So that line sounded really familiar, and now I know exactly what I was thinking. It's from a previous game. It's from the contest they did, where they tried to get like a fan voice actor. And I don't know if this is actually the person that won, because they said a future Mass Effect game. They didn't specify Andromeda, so I don't know if this interviewer's voice actor is a fan that won the contest, or if it's something they're saving for a later game. It was pretty recent, like in the fall. And I know that because I tried to enter, but it was on the last day, and something went wrong. My submission didn't go through, and yeah, so I didn't even get entered, but I'm sure I wouldn't have won anyway. That'd be really cool, though, if this was actually, a fan doing the voice work. Okay, so anyway, our problems are history, people deserve the truth. Yeah, I should know that line by now. I can actually romance her. Yeah, let's see what she says to this.
Nice to see someone so devoted to her work.
That's kind. Sometimes the camera makes people shy away from me.
That's a shame.
So that's what I need. The truth, I mean. Someone needs to record the history we're making.
Definitely like her better than all the news reporters we had in the first trilogy. Some of them were rather disagreeable.
It takes integrity to record the truth and nothing but.
Well, I do my best. And you could help me out. The heart of my documentary will be an interview series. I was hoping you'd take part. I want the dirt and blood of our story, not the convenient fairy tale Tan's looking for. Interested?
You don't mind treading on the initiative director's toes?
What would he do? Pull funding we don't have? I'm game if you are.
Okay, interview away.
Let's start at home. 14 months and the Nexus still isn't finished. Arks are missing, we have people in exile. By any standard, this wasn't the plan. Our leadership describes these as anticipated issues. Would you agree?
I guess the issues themselves were anticipated, but the degree is definitely way beyond what we were expecting. I mean, I'm sure we prepared for all eventualities. This is just one of the lower eventualities that we were hoping we wouldn't get to. So I can definitely agree with this one. We need to do better.
We still have to fix them. Everyone, leaders included, needs to pitch in. Let's be honest about these challenges and how we're going to face them.
Nice. Won't make you popular with the leaders, but it's good to hear. Bandwidth means I'm transmitting in short bursts, so that's all for now. But you can bet I'll have more questions later. This was more fun than I expected. You were great. I'll get to work editing.
It is really funny hearing those lines again after, like, reading them myself a couple months ago. But if that is a fan one, then she did a really good job, so well chosen. Anyway, on to Director Tan.
Good to see you. Hello. Director Tan is expecting you.
Last time I was here, this was a storage closet.
Pathfinder Hall just needed a Pathfinder to open.
We're still getting the commons area ready. Hydroponics is only at partial capacity.
Not good enough.
We don't have enough people. My workers need a break, Tan.
I sympathize, but not until our survival is no longer at risk. Now please excuse me while I meet with our Pathfinder. Hey, Ryder. Addison told me about the outpost. You're the hero of the hour.
Very casual. Hey, Ryder. Like, not good morning or greetings or anything.
Let's hold off on the celebration. We haven't found home yet.
Oh, there's no need for modesty. Success affords leverage over those who doubted you.
And you're my best friend?
A patron. One who shares your vision of a prosperous future.
I feel like we're not supposed to like this guy. There's something a little off about him, but I'm not really sure what it is. I'm gonna agree with him for now, but I'm also gonna keep my eyes open.
I suppose we agree on that much.
I knew that given a chance, your talents would emerge. Deciphering the vault, alien terraforming. It's not how we imagined all this, but a good Pathfinder improvises. And a great one hangs it on the wall. Yours are the first trophies to grace Pathfinder Hall. You're a symbol now, Ryder. A reason for people to believe.
Well, I guess it's good for morale at least. We have an outpost.
It wouldn't have been possible without my crew. They're a talented bunch.
But you're their beacon.
Careful, you'll end up adopting you, Ryder.
Ah, my staff.
Colleagues, you wouldn't be looking to cut us out, would you, Tan?
I remind you, I am the director of the initiative.
Acting director.
This isn't the time for arguing over who gets to be king. Too much is at stake. We should be cooperating.
That's what I've been saying since we arrived.
Then I look forward to winning our Pathfinder support.
I have concerns about your decision on Eos, Ryder. An outpost full of scientists won't do us much good if they can't attack.
But it will help support the Nexus. Improved research could help feed our people.
And we could argue about it all day long, as we always do. The decision was made. Now we move on. What is your plan for moving on, Ryder?
We have a lead on the terraforming network. I need to take the Tempest deeper into the sector to investigate. If the other Golden Worlds are where they should be, this could get us closer to them.
Careful. The Kett are scouring the cluster for remnant technology. You'll end up in a fight, for sure. You might also run into exiles. They didn't leave the Nexus on good terms.
And we still need more outposts. They're important to expanding the station.
Though with Ark still missing, this could be a chance for Ryder to search for them. Yes, I think that's best. You have my permission.
Well, I don't think I do need his permission, but I'm not going to argue with him quite yet.
Thank you, Director. I'll get on it.
May you light the torch that finds the path. Pathfinder. Ugh.
Right.
At least he recognized it was awkward. Hey, level up.
Ryder, this is Harry, back on the Ark.
Go ahead.
We may have found a way to talk to your sister, sort of. Drop by when you can. Hyperion Medbay.
Will do.
Oh, interesting. Okay, we'll
A
have to check that
reminder,
out.
you have AVP outstanding.
Right. Have to talk to Addison's assistant about viability perks. Sounds useful.
Thank you, Sam. I always think of these things to say during conversations, and then by the time the conversations finally end, I totally forgot what I was going to say. One thing, though, is that I know we did a lot of stuff on EOS, but it doesn't really feel like that much of an accomplishment. The Vault was kind of luck more than anything else. And sure, we had like a lot of fighting there, and we risked our lives, and etc. But it didn't really feel like the accomplishment they're making it out to be. Like I built the planet up from scratch. It was really the machine that honestly did most of the work. I was also going to say I'm not going to burn my bridges with Tan until I have to, although I feel like I will have to eventually. Who's this person? With solemn pride, we remember those who gave their lives in service of exploration and discovery. So it's kind of like a Tomb of the Unknown Soldier kind of deal. A memorial for everyone that's died so far. And this just shows you the viability. I guess there's no terminal here. We have to go back outside to use that one. Hey, Cora. A model of Ravuna, an early Turian starship. Oh, so these are like past explorers. The Normandy. Secretly acquire blueprints of the SSV Normandy SR2. I think if I'm trying to remember when we actually left. I think it was between games 1 and 2. So that would have been very new technology indeed. Humanity's first crewed ion engine starship, built using technology proven by the ESA Smart 1 probe in 2003 Common Era. Is that that'd be 2003 AD, right? Isn't that the same timing system? But I don't know what the ESA Smart 1 is. That's the European Space Agency, I'm pretty sure, but I'm not familiar with that probe. Which I'm assuming is a real-life probe, because I don't think our histories diverged until we found discoveries on Mars, which was late in the 21st century. Hopefully we do get to Mars in the 21st century in real life, but up in the air at this point. Notable European interplanetary missions. So these are, I recognize some of these. I'm assuming they're all real. Mars Express, is that the one it's, oh no. Oh, first ESA mission to Luna. Yeah, I don't know that one. Rosetta, Venus. ExoMars. I guess that's, I know that sounds familiar. I thought that was the one that was coming up, but I guess not. Bepi Colombo is first ESA mission to Mercury. I'm assuming that's a real one that's probably getting ready for launch now. And Juice. I don't know if that's a real one in the works. I guess you guys can Wikipedia it if you're really interested. But kind of suspicious they ended 2022, but it's still cool that they have a reference to real life stuff in there.
You've had a year to think about it.
It's the Scourge, Director Tan. Its origin defies all known explanation.
How? We brought all that equipment along.
And the Tempest's readings are helping, but we've just scratched the surface.
The history of the initiative cannot show that we were defeated by a space cloud.
Some things are bigger than we are.
I will not accept that excuse. This is science, and your merry band over there are scientists, aren't they? Figure it out.
Goodbye, Director.
I do kind of agree with Tan here, though. We really do need to figure out what the Scourge is so that we can figure out how to fight it in the future.
Ryder, you're off to a promising start. I meant what I said. You are a symbol now of hope. that things will get better. Though I worry about this terraforming network. What do we really know about it?
It's like nothing we've ever seen. It's clear somebody had big plans for this cluster.
But who?
Not sure yet, but at least we're on the trail.
Did you have some other business?
That's all. Thanks for your time.
Of course.
Guess he doesn't really have any more conversation options either. While we're here, though, anything new from Cora?
Whole mood of the Nexus has changed since EOS. You really can feel it. New outpost, a Pathfinder's help, people waking up. It's a fresh start.
Even on medium, the graphics look really bad when they're standing against any kind of background.
Can't relax yet. The initiative still has a lot of promises to keep.
And that's on us. But it's damn good to know we're on the right track.
Wonder if like my whole crew is here on the station somewhere. Would make sense they would get off and stretch their legs as well. Alright, let's go ahead and turn in that AVP. And I also, can I talk to this person? The receptionist? I guess not. Asked me to keep an eye out for... Aha! Speak of the devil. Where is it?
Any logistics updates are due within the hour.
I see a spark. Why can I not... Have I already scanned that one? I'm pretty sure I haven't been in here since I got the quest. Alright, well we'll deal with that quest later anyway.
Maintenance crews, please report to the commons area.
Careful. Alright. Military pods, consumables, sure, sounds good. Oh, wait. I thought... Didn't Sam just say we had points to spend? I guess not. I could have sworn he said we had AVP points, unless that was like a piece of dialogue that was outstanding since the last time I leveled up. Not really sure. Alright, well in that case, let's head downstairs and talk to that murderer guy. Now I do have unused personal skill points, but I'll spend those next time.
I'm gonna get sick. You're sick. Locking a man up with germs. If I die, I'm gonna sue your asses.
Keep blowing that hot air, pal. It'll dry out faster.
Colonial Affairs, please advise...
I hear you went down to EOS. Did you find anything to help my case?
An enemy blast to the back killed the chief. Your shot missed.
What? You're kidding me. Thank the spirits. This is great.
Hold on there. The chief's Omni tool recorded you over the body. Sam, playback.
Sorry, old friend. Had to do it. I'm not dying on this rock. Shit.
Not only did you think you killed him, you meant to.
But you just said I didn't, so it doesn't matter, right? The conviction will have to be overturned. The sentence thrown out.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works, but I would suspect you still get a pretty hefty sentence for attempted murder. So does that mean you get to decide, or you're leaving it for Tan to decide? Well, let's go with this one, because I'd rather have the choice than just leave it to him.
I'm going to Tan, and I might have a different opinion. You did try to cover it all up.
Look, I'm sorry I lied, but if my shot missed, I'm innocent. Plain and simple.
We'll see about that.
That's not how that works, and that's not what innocent means. Alright, we have to go back to Tan now. Let's finish up this quest then. While we're in the neighborhood.
Affairs, please advise Director Tan of your status.
Hello again.
Top scientists have...
Must be great to see all your hard work on display.
It's kind of weird that like the Hall of Pathfinding or whatever it's called is like part of his office and not like a separate thing.
The cluster, the more...
Something I can help you with?
Director, I checked out that murder. Nilken didn't do it, but there's proof that he meant to.
This is unfortunate. We're trying to give the people a sense of stability, leadership they think they can count on. And we're setting precedent for justice here in Andromeda. Now this, a convicted murderer, who didn't commit the murder.
Does this mean I sympathize with him or with the predicament?
These things are almost never black and white.
I know. If we suppress the evidence and uphold the conviction, we're banishing a man for a crime he technically didn't commit. If we throw the conviction out, we're freeing a man who tried to take matters into his own hands, then covered it up. Your investigation complicated this. You should take responsibility for the outcome. Do we still exile him for murder?
Like, I hate that there's no third choice, really. Like, once it's, we can't retry him for attempted murder, like, there's gotta be a penalty for that, too. Locking him up or something. Well, I guess we can't afford to lock him up, but I mean, is there a precedent? Like, what does it say in the law books? Like, obviously, they wrote laws for the initiative or rules, or whatever they would be. Like, what is supposed to be the penalty for attempted murder? I would assume it's exile. Like, that's attempted murder is, you know, one tiny rung below real murder. And if you're of the mind that intent is all that matters anyway, you could say it's the exact same crime morally. So, I mean, if these are my only two choices, I wish there was a third choice, but, you know, something maybe a little less severe than exile, but still pretty darn severe. But there's not, so, I mean, between these two, I'm definitely going to go with exile.
He intended to kill the chief. He pulled the trigger, believed he'd done it. Banish him.
Agreed. Sometimes we must rule with our hearts. I hope my conscience will be as clear as yours seems to be. At least we'll have the sordid business behind us.
I don't think that was ruling with our hearts, though. Like, that's just common sense. He shouldn't have, you know, if he thought he did the crime and intended to do the crime, he should suffer the penalty for doing the crime. Whether or not he technically actually did it really isn't that much of a big deal in the whole big picture.
Everything we achieve will be seen here.
All right, well, so far we haven't achieved much yet, and I do want to get out there and achieve more. But that will have to wait till the next episode. I'm going to have a quick midnight snack, and when we come back, I'll try to record at least one more episode tonight. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.